Hey, my lovelies, and welcome to the magic of September time. I say it always, but where is this year going? Such a crazy year, but such a cool year, but kind of crazy. So I'm just coming on to do September's Tarot Scope guidance reading, and hopefully this will help. It will give people a little bit of something to tap into, just a free energy read for the month of September time. A couple of things I just want to make you guys aware of. First of all, I had an amazing day yesterday at Amy Michelle's wedding with her beautiful partner Nathan. It was so lovely to be invited and asked and to do something other than talking to the dead. So that was really cool. So a beautiful day had. A couple of people have asked me, are you going to post any photographs? I will post some photos as and when I'm allowed, but they actually have asked, can we hold back on photos until they have their official ones put up? So, which is absolutely cool. It's fair enough. So there will be some photos that I post, but they may obviously not go up straight away because a couple of people, I can't speak. A couple of people have been asking about that. So I'll put them up in due course as and when. So, okay, so let's do our tarot scope and see where the energies of September are taking us. So, like always, I will be working with Tarot of the Old Path, and we will do our sort of opportunities, our obstacles, and any lessons that may be coming in for this month of September time. And then we'll follow through with my Wizard Within Oracle deck as a conclusion card or overall theme of this month. I just want to say very exciting news. In the next couple of sort of weeks, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be launching a hard copy instruction manual for this particular deck, which will be available to purchase at £12.50. So a lot of people have been asking me, they've got the deck, they love it, but could I release a sort of instruction booklet to go with it? And it's been on my list of things to do, but I've had so much going on with readings, talks, workshops, my sort of tour, and everything else. It's just one of those things I haven't been able to get round to. But I've got it all uploaded and it's pretty much ready to roll. I just need to sort of do the final kind of overseeing of it, and then that will be ready to sort of launch. So if you have purchased this deck and if you love it, thank you very much. And if you want to sort of invest in the hard copy instruction manual, then that will be amazing. As soon as I have it sort of ready and available to show you guys, I will do you a little bit of a showcase of it so you can see what you'll be getting. Obviously this deck does come with the free download version, so you should be able to obviously access that. But for anybody, that some people like a proper book, don't they? So let's have a little look. So these are the cards for the tarot. So let's give them a knock. Let's give them a shuffle. Let's just see where the energies are taking us for our opportunities, our obstacles, and our lessons. Just channeling these for the highest of good for our September time 2024. Oops. Let's just see what's going on. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of come out. Might be a bit of a recurring theme. Okay. Right. So let's do this then. So as we're going into the first card, this was our opportunities. So we have the King of Pentacles. Now, when the King of Pentacles shows, this is usually a time when everything is kind of coming good, everything is coming together. We can look at this in a few sort of ways. The King is very successful. He's very sort of courageous in business and the choices, the decisions that he has to sort of make. So I think from just a practical space, if some of you have been sort of making business choices or decisions, or certainly sort of talking or looking about how you want things to be moving forward, this is quite a lucrative time for you. This is quite a wealthy time. So it's basically sort of saying go after those ideas, go after those things that you're planning to sort of put into prospect and into reality, because they are going to come good, they are going to come together. So good business choices, good business decisions. Sometimes this shows in house and home as well. So maybe some of you are wanting to do some reinvesting in house and home. It could be sort of renovation, doing things up. It could also be wanting to possibly move house or home. So this is quite an important time for that as well. But money is going to start to sort of serve and work for you a little bit more freely. So if wealth and abundance has been a little bit sort of short, if it hasn't been as available as you would be hoping for in recent times, just trust and know that that is changing for the better. There is a sense of wealth. This is this sense of sort of abundance kind of coming in, a time for prosperity. I think also what I see with this card very much is leading from the front. The king sometimes has to make those sort of tricky, those awkward sort of decisions that not everybody likes to have to sort of live by, because the king has a ruling, essentially. He has a ruling to make for his kingdom, for the greater of his community to sort of work for him. So it may just be that at the moment you're putting some sort of personal boundaries, some personal sort of communications kind of in place, and they're going to serve you well long term. They may not serve everybody, and some people may not like the rulings that you sort of have had to sort of go by, but they're going to work, they're going to serve for yourself. So don't ever be sort of fearful or scared to communicate your truth, to communicate essentially how you need your kingdom to sort of serve and work for you moving forward. But definitely, if there have been some financial blockages, things are going to improve there, and they're going to be a little bit more recognized in a positive way. So an interesting card, that one. Now then, as we're moving into card number sort of 2, we're going into the energies of illusion. Now this is coming in as any sort of obstacles. Illusion is the same as the moon card in kind of conventional tarot, but in this deck they call it illusion. And I think it's being maybe not disillusioned by things. So when the moon or illusion sort of shows, this is all about space clearing, this is about healing. So be a little bit careful, be a little bit cautious through the month of September time. There may be things being revealed or being exposed and coming to the surface, and there may be some things that you're having to clear, to cleanse, to heal from. So I sort of don't feel that this is going to be anything necessarily negative, but when we sort of talk about illusion, there may be some things that are being sort of revealed or coming to the forefront. This is going to be a time where the shadow side of life definitely is sort of there to be sort of worked upon. And obviously, we're always sort of working through our shadow side of life. I think healing is an ongoing process, but you may feel like there are some personal things that really come quite deep to the surface to be understood or to be explored. I feel as well with this, it's almost like not fearing what is coming up. And I've actually been going through this already, I would say, at the moment. There's been some stuff brought to the surface that I wouldn't say I've been rebelling it, but I have been quite confused as to why it's showing up, why it's coming in. And I've had to go quite deep with the energy to try and understand what's actually happening here. And I think it's something, a cycle that's being sort of played out for the greater of good, definitely, but it can feel quite aggressive, it can feel quite underhanded in those moments as well. So you may feel like, you're investing your time with people or places or spaces, and you may feel like you're not getting a sense of like love or loyalty back. That there could be something that just comes about where you feel a little bit disheartened, a bit disappointed. The energy that you've put in somewhere, perhaps you were hoping you were going to get the same level of respect and love back, and maybe that hasn't been happening. So, or it might be with a physical person, it could be in a few ways. So just be careful. But essentially, this is a coming in to clear any kind of rubbish, to clear any crap, so that actually you can be reborn. So it's interesting, we've got these kind of characters which are naked, and even though this one's looking a bit lost and a bit in despair, this one is almost rising and like sort of feeling very free, kind of really feeling cleansed by that sort of magic of the moon and going into like a new space and a new cycle. So it is space clearing, but sometimes when we have to clear things, or when we have to be honest with ourselves, if there's something that we've outgrown, or there's something that's actually not serving and it's not giving us the best experience, sometimes that can be a little bit uncomfortable to go through, but change is happening, and welcome it in if you can. And that, I suppose, is our lessons card coming in here. So we're going into the energy of the close. Now, the close in this kind of deck is the same as the death card in conventional tarot. And the end of something, the close of something, sometimes it can feel very sad. It can feel very sort of, uncomfortable. But there is a higher reason that it's happening, even if it's not always understood. So it could be through September time. There's the closing off of things. Obviously, I will say a lot of people are transitioning to spirit at the moment. A lot of people's journeys are coming to a close and an end. And it's always very hard as humans because we never fully understand why someone's life stops at the point that it does. And certainly as a medium, that is something that I do not have clairvoyant access to. So it's not something I can say that I know or can help people with and say, yeah, it happens because of this. All I can say is that I feel very strongly whatever a person has signed up to experience or to understand of this life, I feel that life cycle, that life lesson has become understood, and therefore the closing off. But I know a lot of people at the moment are losing fabulous souls to the spirit world, myself included. There's been a lot of great people, certainly spiritual people, that are passing to spirit, and it's quite confusing because it's like, why have they gone when you feel like they could have had so much more life? And it's something that we won't understand, until we get to the spirit world ourselves, I feel. But the close, they've come back to the physical time to do what they had to do. So if you are sort of missing or grieving loved ones deeply, remember that you've got to have that connection, you've got to have that time with them in the first instance. I know it doesn't take away the pain, I do understand that, but be blessed with the time that you've got to share. But in a sort of more physical sense, the close is about closing off from anything that sort of doesn't sort of serve and work for you, whether it's physical people, spaces, locations, whatever it might be. So for some people that may be a moving house, it could be the closing off of an old property and the beginning stages of something brand new. For people that maybe are outgrowing physical sort of connections and friends, or just maybe even business partners or business kind of collaborations around them, maybe you're closing off from people that you once worked with, and moving forward, changes are happening, changes are afoot. But close is always about one door closing and another is already to open. For some people, this could be relationships, be that sort of family and friends, or romantic, could be closing off from anything that doesn't serve and work for you there. You'll know and trust where it comes in, where it sits. But I think the important part with the death card, or with the close card, is not to fear it, because actually what it really wants to bring in is a level of peace. It really does want to bring in that cycle of change, that cycle of rebirth, and that cycle of peace. And often we get so caught up in the physical departing or the physical closing, we fail to see the peace that comes in off the back of that, and it can take a while. It's not always instant, but it is there. So an interesting one. So be aware this month, I think, is the key here. So what we'll do, we will follow through with my Wizard Within Oracle. Give these a little knock, give these a little shuffle, and see if there is an overall theme of read or message for September time. So just channeling these for the highest of good for a conclusion part of our read. Ooh, interesting. Oh, this old card. I don't like it when this card shows. We had this a few months ago and it's coming back in again. So maybe we're going through a similar theme. Okay, guys, just be cautious. Dark Wizard is coming in. So when the Dark Wizard shows, this is like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Keep your friends close, but it's that whole thing of sometimes keep your enemies closer. Be aware, be mindful of how people are treating you, what is happening on the surface level, and then what is really going on deeper. I think that's kind of our theme. So this is interesting that it's coming out at the moment, because I'm seeing this already a lot. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be getting exposed, and I'm just pulling way back, and I'm just going to be a spectator on the sidelines. But it's going to be interesting when it's exposed and revealed. There's a lot coming out here. So Dark Wizard is about being cautious, being aware of people that have got hidden agenda, hidden motive, making sure that nobody is trying to sort of be deceptive or deceitful. And if you are aware of stuff, if you know there is some stuff happening, it's not getting pulled into it, it's just moving it to one side, not letting it tarnish anything great that you're doing. Sometimes this card can show in a way as well, which is where people seem like they're your best friends on the surface, and literally they're sort of talking about you behind your back to anybody that will listen. So there could be some very underhanded tactics at play here, but don't get consumed in it, don't get involved in it. Vibrate higher, because Dark Wizard is a bit like the Devil card in conventional tarot. It's looking for a response, it's looking for a reaction, it's looking for a way to keep you limited and vibrate higher than the limiting beliefs of what this might be trying to bring in. But definitely be careful with September time. Have your wits about you. If something feels off, if someone doesn't feel as good as one would hope them to be, there's probably a reason you're feeling that energy. I've had it recently where there's been a certain situation where loads of people have been like, oh, this person's amazing, blah 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 blah, and I've just been getting this feeling of like, I don't feel that myself. And then something has come to the surface recently which backs the way I felt not so great with that person. So sometimes we get unfavored, or because we don't necessarily follow the herd, people feel sometimes like, oh, we're the problem, but usually things get revealed. So just be careful here. It's an interesting time. Let's just kind of put our best foot forward. Let's not go looking for anything, but if stuff comes to be, just be aware of that. But remember, with the main part with September, King of Pentacles, rule from the front, rule from your own heart center. I really feel with this, and it will see you well in beautiful experiences, as well as kind of abundance and sort of wealth essentially through this month. Be aware of your own personal healing and the healing that might happen around the behaviors and the things of other people and their actions. Close off from anything that doesn't add value, that doesn't bring sort of harmony, peace, and love into your life. If it compromises you in any way, detach. Even if it's hard, even if it's surprising, detach. So I hope you can make sense of these. I'm going to leave these beautiful cards with you. Just want to say a couple of important cheeky shouts through the month of September time to be aware of. So this coming Saturday, Saturday the 7th, I will be over in Westbury Lee Park Community Centre doing the next date of my Spirit Magic tour. So that is going to be rather exciting. We have now 25 tickets left, and then that night is sold out. So if you want to come and see me in Westbury, it would be lovely to have you with us. I've done Westbury for many years. It's always a lovely place to sort of serve and sort of work for Spirit. So very excited to be there. Mum will have her stall as well, so bring some extra pennies. We are going to be recording that particular show, so there's going to be a videographer and a photographer there. My lovely friend Thomas is going to be sort of doing some great photos, so just be aware of that. But it's going to be really great. Then on that Sunday, the 8th, I'm going to be down doing a dog show in Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue Centre. It's their Fun Dog Day Fair and Fete. I'll be doing sort of private readings and donating a percentage per read, £10 per reading, will be going direct to the charity. Mum will be there also with her store there, so we're going to be in an outside gazebo. So that's happening in Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue Centre, which is down in Wincanton. So if you want to come to that, it would be lovely to see you. I am fully booked for readings, but come and support the day because it's going to be fabulous. Something very different for me, but quite nice to do. And then the other big date is going to be Saturday, the 21st of September. I am teaming up with the fantastic Melissa Staton, and we are going to be joining forces. I'm going to be over in Checkley Community Centre in Stoke-on-Trent for our double duo night of mediumship. Mum, unfortunately, won't be there this time with her stall because it's just a little bit too far for her to travel at the moment with her health. So we won't have Mum's stall this time. I know we have had it in previous years, but she won't be with us this time. But it's going to be a fantastic night in Checkley. Still time to purchase some tickets. So yeah, if you want to be involved, that's going to be amazing. And I'm so excited to be demoing once more with the beautiful Mel. So an exciting month ahead, really, really cool. And there's other little bits and pieces happening here and there in between. But those are the biggies I feel that I need to share with you. So have a beautiful September time. Look after yourselves. Keep shining bright. Stay fabulous. Don't let the energies of Dark Wizard get the better of you if you do see that happening. And yeah, I will catch up with you lovelies very soon. You take care. Love and blessings. Bye for now.